Mid-mornings with us, you won't want to miss it.
We bring the energy, the laughs, and of course the tunes that gets you through the day.
Afternoon on Flow FM, it's where the culture lives. Music, entertainment, and all the gist that you need.
And if it's trending, you already know we're talking about it.
Stay locked in, Lauren. It's Flow FM, baby.
The night's young, the vibes are right, and we are flowing past midnight. You ready to chill? Let's go.
Listen anytime, anywhere. Stream us live, call us, send us a WhatsApp message. We're just a tap away. Flow FM 92.7, your Go with the Flow radio station.
The resurrection of Christ the King, and it's a celebration as well too. So let's begin by saying good morning and happy holiday, Nigeria. You're listening to Flow FM 92.7, and we welcome you to the headline news analysis with Nicholas Nwarunoye. He joins us as the guest analyst this morning. I am Adeyemi,
and I'm Danielle Shitta-Bey.
In the next 30 minutes or thereabouts, we'll be talking about some of these national trending headlines that were brought to you at 7 o'clock on the headline news, or maybe any other story that's catching your attention, or please feel free to bring them so we can analyze them together on the show. While Nicholas is on with his analysis, you might probably want to just chip in and make a contribution. You're absolutely free to do that. Give us a call on 0807 777 9927 on any of this to be talked about story, or any other that you feel like it's hot and then you want to talk about real quick. And you can also leave us your contributions via WhatsApp 0807 777 9927 is still the number. Let's get into the conversation, but please remember that we have a space of 1 minute 60 seconds to make our comments if at all we want to. And remember that the views expressed is not in any way the position of Flow FM 92.7, but solely as expressed by the analyst this morning. We'll try to keep things very, very clean. Let's not insult anybody with our comment. Let's go straight to the heart of the conversation.
All right. Before we pick on the story, remember that we're streaming live on YouTube and on Facebook. You can get on any of these apps and get in on live action happening in the studio right now. It's at Flow FM 927 across all social media platforms. All right. Well, Nicholas, how are you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. Good morning.
Good morning to you,
Nicholas.
Yeah.
How's the Easter?
Exactly. I was just going to say.
Well, for me, just like any other holiday, for me, really. But of course, I understand the significance for a lot of people who are Christians. It was okay. It was fine.
All right, then. Let's get into the conversation real quick. So, the former Niger State Commissioner and APC chieftain, Jonathan Vatsa, has claimed that the recent wave of killings in Plateau and Benue states is politically motivated to weaken President Bola Tinubu's administration ahead of the 2027 elections. Vatsa compared the violence to the tactics allegedly used against former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2015, warning that political merchants are behind the unrest. What's your reaction to that?
Sometimes when political players make comments like this, I kind of wonder whether they actually stop to think before they say things. Now, I'm not saying that he's telling a lie, but if you recall what he said that same tactics was used to weaken Goodluck Jonathan. Goodluck Jonathan was in PDP, and the major opposition was APC. So is he invariably saying that his nemesis trying to catch up? Is that what he's saying? Because I don't really understand that, really. But again, when you look at certain conversation that has been going on in the last couple of days, there was this regurgitation of a past interview by a major chieftain from Kwara here, political chieftain from Kwara here, on his 70th or 60th birthday, where he said that during the election, political merchants went to Mali, went to Guinea-Bissau, Mali, Burkina Faso, Liberia, Sierra Leone, to bring in, mercenaries to wreak havoc on the country. And this is not hearsay, because I was there when he made that comment, right here in Kwara, right here in Ilorin. I was right there when he made that comment. Of course, there were denials later, but I still have a copy of the tape recordings, because it was a bit of, my newspaper, wrote the story, and Business Day wrote the story too. So you see, I'm just putting all these things in perspective. Maybe it might just be political rhetorics because you were here today, tomorrow you are elsewhere. So where you were tomorrow becomes your enemy. Maybe it's just political rhetorics, but from every there is no smoke without fire. There is much of politics, in what is happening, all the insurgencies we are talking about. A lot of politics, a lot of geopolitics, and a lot of economic issues involved. That is my take, because if you put about 5 different experts together on insurgency, strife and things like chaos and things like this, they are going to give you a different explanation. So my take really is that sometimes when you look at things like this, you must look at it from a multiplicity of angles. You understand? That all these things are factors, that is fueling, the insecurity that we are seeing. And more or less, too, we need to understand certain things, too, which is that, I have often said it on this platform that, you see, Nigeria has something that major geopolitical powers want. We have immense resources. We have a country of 200 million people. We have natural resources, and of course, we have a good weather and we have good land. These are things that very powerful people covet. You understand? And when they covet it, they can't go through the normal way. The other way to do is to use force to get you to play ball with them. So, for me, I want to look at it that it's, apart from all this local squabbling and politicking, there are bigger things to consider too, bigger factors, bigger players out there who really want what we have, and they are using our divisions, to keep us separated, keep us off the ball, keep us off focus, so that they can get whatever they want.
Right.
Okay.
Go on, please.
In the same breath, he mentioned was urging President Tinubu to confront the security threats. That's what's happening in Plateau and in Benue, asking him to confront the security threats with elements of madness.
I was just going to ask the same question. And then just in addition to what my colleague asked, your view, your opinion that you feel outside of the game, of the field, there are bigger players whose influence is so big on the inside. That's what you think. So if at all that exists, quote and unquote, can the president still, follow the path of, Jonathan Vatsa, who is saying that deal with this with an element of madness? Yeah,
that element of madness, if I interpret it correctly, he means that he needs to be ruthless.
Obviously, yes.
He needs to be ruthless, and that is the simple truth. You see, let us look at this. You see, there are certain things that you do that is normal, that in a Nigerian context will be seen as abnormal. Say, for instance, it is not quite clear what self-defense means in Nigeria. Sometimes when you organize yourself to self-defend yourself, you find yourself, you find even the government agency coming after you. So on that one hand, I think this is the first step that the president needs to do, is to give Nigerians confidence to defend themselves and defend their land.
Let me hold on to what you've said there,
okay.
Because, T.Y. Danjuma also says the same thing.
Okay. He's former Minister of Defense.
Yeah. He's telling Nigerians to defend themselves and that the government cannot do it alone. He's asking Nigerians to take personal responsibility for their safety because of the recent kidnappings and violent attacks.
Yeah. Well, just in addition, this is not the first time we have someone this
T.Y.
prominent.
Danjuma saying, yeah.
Emir from Emir Sanusi did say that November 16, 2014, he did mention the same thing, that, hey, get up and defend your land. That if you think that these insurgents cannot get to your land, they will get there.
You're making a mistake.
And that the government can't do it alone.
T.Y. Danjuma, that will be the second time T.Y. Danjuma will be making that statement. He made it, I think, was it in 2017? At a convocation ceremony in Taraba. He made that same comment. And he even went ahead to even implicate the military, in an institution he served meritoriously, that they accomplish it, that they collude. You understand? That will be the second time he's saying things like that. Then, apart from that, if you recall, there was this conference that the current DG of DSS was brought to speak, and he said that Nigerians must defend themselves, that if they expect the DSS, the military, to do everything, that they can't do it. In fact, if you need to go online, you will see the video where he gave the example of a place called Tafawa Balewa. Is it Balewa or Tafawa Balewa? A community in Bauchi State. They organized themselves and repelled terrorism. And that place is a no-go area for them. So he made that statement. It was an open statement. He made that call. You understand? But you see, away from all these concatenations, sporadic comments from prominent people, you see, the only person that can give real force and legitimacy to such agitation and campaign is the president himself. He must come out and tell the Nigerians that, look, he has given the police, the DSS, the military to help communities organize self-defense. That is the only way this can work. But if not, that was why Jonathan said that there is a need for him to bring in a little bit of madness. Is that because it has gotten to a point where nobody is safe. Let us be fair to ourselves. Nobody is safe anymore. We just have to take the bull by the horn. The police, the DSS, they can't do everything. Everybody must be on board on what is currently going on in Nigeria. And please, this issue of linking it to politics and the rest of them, I think they should downplay that more. Let's talk about lives and properties of Nigerians.
All right, and how to keep the people safe. Let's take this call real quick.
Hello, good morning. Good morning to you. What is your name and where are you calling from? Okay, could you please speak up a little bit better so Nigerians can hear you?
Mr. Davis calling from Shao.
Okay, Mr. Davis, you have the floor. Please make your comment.
Yes, my regard to everybody in the house. You see, last week I said it, but it was, I think Mr. Nicholas was not in my support. I said the only way for us to get out of this campaign is for everybody to hold guns until when the Senate and the House of Reps, they should close the door and allow everybody to bear sophisticated weapons. If everybody has weapons, and if somebody who was brought people who are brought from their former ancestral home to come and destabilize Nigeria since 2014. We should have get out of all this quagmire. The president cannot beat the other because he was part of Africa 2020. He cannot deny it. But one thing I understand about Africa, or let me say a Kenya proverb, is that when you call for the head of a righteous man, when he dies, then that is let me say they manipulated the election against the righteous man. But I still believe who destroyed Hitler, we still destroy people. Thank you.
All right. Thank you a lot, Mr. Davis from Shao.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. But actually, it's not that I was against your, call, but it's just that I'm always weary. Weary of a kind of the spontaneity of trying to do self-defense, because it's usually counterproductive. What I advocate instead is an organized self-defense mechanism, ably championed by the security and backed by relevant laws. Clarity should be brought about what self-defense actually means. Because if you now say everybody can have a gun, what happens when they catch a thief? They put tire on his neck. Whether he's the moment you hear uli uli uli, everybody rushes out. And nobody wants to listen.
And then we are very, very strong on that campaign
exactly.
against
extrajudicial killing.
Exactly.
You understand? See, look at what happened in Uromi. Up to now, we are not absolutely sure. Yeah, it might look like those people were suspicious, but when you have arms, what happened in Uromi would be child's play compared to what we've seen all over the places. So it means that the moment you see a Fulani man or an Igbo man where he's not supposed to be, or a Yoruba man where he's not supposed to be, the next thing is to use your gun, use your cutlass, use your machete, on that person. Because everybody is angry. This is when we need a lot of anger management, and we exacerbate it if everybody is allowed to carry a submachine gun. Exactly. So that is just my point. We need to be organized about it. The mere fact, I don't subscribe to just giving into panic. Those are panic measures when everybody picks up a gun. No, we should be organized in what we are doing. So because at the end of the, whatever skirmish or whatever, we'll still come down to table so that we don't, make irreparable damages, to ourselves.
Let me ask this before we move on to another conversation. Where's the place of balance? When you say, we should have self-defense, right? When it comes to personal responsibility and then government accountability in these security issues that we have in the country.
The thing is that for me, I think it's more about education. In the United States of America, for instance, we usually make example of that. Even a policeman that is coming to arrest you must get a warrant. If he comes into your property and you have reasonable reason to think that he's there illegally, if you have a gun and you warn him, he refuses to listen, and you can take him down. And it will be seen as, it is so clear in these places. It is very, very clear. But you see, over here, sometimes things that are, even self-defense, are being categorized as manslaughter.
Nicholas, please, can you hold on? Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning. This is Mr. from A Division.
Please, just take it slow a little bit, please, so Nigerians can enjoy it. Okay.
Oh, sorry.
Please try and connect back. We didn't get your name. Please tell us the name where you're calling from and go straight to the point, okay? I will appreciate if you can put a call through back to the studio on 0807 9927. Nicholas.
Yeah, the balance for me is that when Nigerians clearly understand what the law says about self-defense. Now, if the issue of self-defense weighs heavy, that is you don't have enough to go on in the areas of self-defense, then the security agencies should be up and doing. They must be seen to be doing more than necessary, because since the law is so ambiguous about it, you must do everything to protect them.
Okay. All right. Hello, good morning.
And good morning.
All right. Please, what's your name and where are you calling from? All right, please do well to try to connect back. 0807-777-9927. Mr. England, please go ahead.
Yeah, so that is just the point. But I think the point has been clearly succinctly made by the DG of DSS in that video I spoke about. He gave a very clear example of how people in community can organize themselves in self-defense. And I think that is what we should be doing at this point. Communities should organize security watch, get the police involved, tell them the limits of their, even bring in trained vigilantes. We have a lot of vigilantes that were trained by DSS. If there is a way there can be a kind of organization, you understand? Now, when President Tinubu came on board, he did say something about the Rangers battalion that is going to, bring about the Hunters, core.
Nicholas, please hold on.
Okay.
Good morning to you.
This is Femi Silva from A Division.
Femi Silva.
Okay.
Okay, please go ahead.
Yeah, I'm sorry that I ran out of credit.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
All right, please go ahead.
So, what I want to say concerning this very security situation is that I remember when Jonathan was president and Ihejika was chief of defense army staff. In fact, they were almost winning the war. Now, the Northerners started shouting that they were killing their people. They were killing their people. Now are we? This story we never saw because some of the things are involved in that very. We remember some days ago, a military man was arrested with series of bullets into all those bandits at the Nasarawa side. Then another policeman was also arrested, taking bullets to bandits. How would all this stop? Remember that Buhari said it, that the baboons and monkeys will suck blood. And up to are still sucking blood. So this situation is getting out of control. Even the security agents, they are confused. They don't know where to start and where to stop again. So I think if we should follow the advice of DSS chief and Danjuma, I'm telling them to get people to run away from this country called Nigeria. So the only solution is for the security chiefs to local. If they introduce a local, those people that will be fight of the bandit with documented and noted, so that there will be no shit. If not, every one of us will get this problem one day. God bless Nigeria.
All right, thank you very much for that. 0807 777 9927. 0807 777 9927. You can call us on that number, or you can leave us a WhatsApp message. But please, let's be sure that our messages or comments are devoid of insult or personal attack. Let's speak to the heart of the conversation, and let's not, result into name calling, shaming anybody with our comments. Let's talk about solutions. Let's prefer solutions to our issues. The last caller was talking about, protecting the borders. Again, this is we as a people rather not look at one administration against one administration with the performance of this administration against that. It is a problem that has come, and we must find a way out of the situation. So what is a way out? Like is what Nicholas is talking about, and of course we're asking other Nigerians. And one of the ways is the former chief of defense staff, Adedayo, saying that, wow, defend yourself. It's not the first time in 2014. Emir Sanusi also made such statements. Again, is that not lack of confidence?
Well, you see, will we rather have, the impression of lack of confidence being passed on our security, or rather stay alive? That's the question right now. Because I think that is, for a man like Tiwa Danjuma to say that kind of a thing, do you know what? The man has spilled blood for Nigeria to keep Nigeria warm. The man has seen it all, in terms of, fighting for the survival of this country. And look at all the people making the call. These are not ordinary people. You understand? So, at this point, I think that organized self-defense, it's not a way of saying that the security is ineffective. No. I think it's a way of trying to beef up, support the security in the country, security agencies in the country. You understand? Because, they will be at the forefront of it. But we are only bringing our native intelligence, native knowledge of the land, the lay of the land, into helping in solving security issues. You understand? The moment there are parameters set, that when you apprehend, you know the right quarters to take and how to follow up and ensure that justice is done, thorough investigation is done. Because that is always the problem we keep on insistently blaming police about. I think, that aspect where this is where you blame people rather than the police. When you hand over a suspect, do you follow up? You just hand them over and you just go away. The moment the police, okay.
Let's take this call, please. Hello, good morning.
Please turn down the volume of your radio set.
Good morning.
Okay.
I've turned it off now.
All right,
I'm
thank
even
you.
parking now. I have to park now. Can you hear me now?
We can hear you. Thank you so much.
Okay, good. This is John speaking. Agbi John speaking.
All right, please make your comment.
I've been always trying to reach you, but I've not been able. But thank God today I got you in my first time.
Thank you.
I want to first of all appreciate Flow FM for the information you've been dishing out and your programs. They are very, very insightful and educative. I appreciate you people for the job well done.
Thank you.
There is none of your program that is a waste. Every of them are on point. Now, back to the issue we are discussing. Are you with me?
Yes, please go ahead.
Yes, back to the issue we are discussing. Please, have we ever thought of it that, from my own point of view, the problem is from the recruitment. The recruitment process is for these armed forces and even for our military. For me, they are not fair enough. Let me use myself as an example. I applied when we were young, when we were very small. When they asked me, what do you want to become in future? I always said I want to be an army. And growing up, I went through College of Education because they said there are some qualifications that NC is more preferable than ND. I followed that advice. After my NC, I still put in. And because we are a child of many people, don't let me put it, a child of nobody. We are not giving the employment. A lot of Nigerians like that who are having interest of fighting for this country, they are not given the opportunity. Whereas they are giving the son of senators, you see slots coming from senators, and when you now employ those people, they will always work it that let me be in the office. It is those few that now goes to the bush to fight. When we look at it from that point, I believe things will change. Let the recruitment process be fair. People that are willing to do this job, let them come. If not for God in our own life, and they are offering you, okay, another money. Look at the money they say they are paying bandits, even though I'm not sure about that, but I know they can't be fighting for free. Now, those money, some people will be enticed with those things and say, I think as much I want to fight, this is an opportunity. And they push them into, especially people from the north, they push them into this act and they begin to fight back the country they're supposed to defend. So let's if the government are listening, let them start doing a free and fair recruitment process. That would be better. Not bringing lists from Abuja, bringing senators and senators lists from this and governors candidates. Do you think those children of senators and governors will go and fight? They will not. They will always prefer, okay, let us work it to be in the office. That is why I see many of them in the office. But those people that are gallant enough, those people that are probably they are lucky, you see them, they push them to the war front. That is my view, sir. I appreciate your program, and I'm so glad I could reach you people today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your honest contribution.
For the past 6 months now, or thereabout, if not the time that my car is faulty, I've not tuned my radio station in my car to any station. It has been there permanently on FM. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
That's what it should be.
So much.
Thank you.
That's the main goal. Thank you a lot.
You know, the guy echoed the sentiments I've been, making, on this platform about the recruitment process of, people we put in, especially in the paramilitary. I tend to have more confidence in the military because you need to see the kind of drills.
I was just going to. This is not us speaking for the military.
Well, no, it's
but
not,
again,
everybody knows.
We must give them some credit when it comes to
a lot of credit.
We must give them some credit when it comes to discipline and training.
Oh my God!
For the little that I know about them, coming from personal
experience,
internal experience, and all of these things, you get to see that. Hey, whoever is, who's ever, let's put it in Nigerian language, that whoever your godfather is, you must go through certain processes. You must go through some deployments.
Exactly.
Let's just put that out there.
There are so many stories, that come out from the military that tells you that, look, this is a place. In fact, there was one story that was once told to me, this I don't know whether it's apocryphal, but maybe I leave it for another day. But
all right, let's really touch on this story.
We have to touch on this story before we round off on the analysis this morning. Former Ekiti State Governor Yodele Fayose has described the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, as a bulldozer that must either be managed or avoided. Fayose advised governors of the People's Democratic Party to tread carefully in handling the ongoing crisis involving Wike, warning that his confrontational style could trigger deeper issues if not properly addressed.
That is a coward speaking. Yeah.
But that's no, Nicholas.
That is a very big coward.
Hold on. I think you should caution your word and you should be mindful of your word. I think I will ask you to retract that statement. That's the former governor you're referring to.
Okay, no, let me, saying someone is being a coward. Is not an insult.
But again, there should be some elements of civility in our statement. So I'll ask you to retract that. So probably use another.
Okay, Fayose is not a coward.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, but that comment is more of like what a coward would say. Let me put it that way. I hope that is okay.
A bit safe.
Okay. No, but it's because you see, the point is this: how can you elevate one man? To such a level where you tell 6 governors to tread carefully with him. This man is just a minister. You understand? Except there are certain things that he's not telling Nigerians. That is just my point. Fayose is a man I admire very much because of the kind of things he says, that are, you can say it's brazen, but it shows the quality of intrepidity that is in him.
All right. Do you see it from the angle of the power that Honorable Minister wields within the PDP? Maybe that's the angle.
Is there still anything like PDP anymore?
All right,
he has made sure that he has decimated PDP now.
All right, hold on. I need you to listen to this. I'm pretty sure you'll listen, but let Nigerians get this again. Take a listen.
Okay.
I wanted outright removal of the governor. As a politician, I'm not happy. But for the interest of the state, the president did the right thing. The governor was gone. He was gone. Yes, he was gone.
Well, that's the Honorable Minister
Nyesom
Wike of the FCT saying that as a politician, he's not happy that he wanted a permanent removal of the governor.
And then he said something but because of the interest of the state. So that means he did not have the interest of the state at heart by wanting to remove the governor. You didn't
But
see
the president stepped in. He said it was just the president who saved, Governor Fubara.
You see, this is one of the problems we have in this country, and which is that, you see, we tend to build, strong men instead of strong institutions. When you see somebody talking in a manner that shows that he's a loose cannon, you understand? And you say we shouldn't call that person out. Well, this is a minister. He's not even a governor. He is supposed to be. You didn't even play the whole thing where he said that when they
because of
Tinubu, that he said that he is Tinubu or something like that. No, you need to listen to that kind of man. That person talk.
We'll pick this up tomorrow.
Definitely we will.
We should pick it up tomorrow. Thank you so much for joining us on the headline news analysis on Flow FM 92.7. The views expressed is not in any way the position of Flow FM 92.7, but is solely expressed by Nicholas Owerinoye this morning. I'm Danielle Shitta-Bey.
And I am Adeyemi. Thank you for joining us. We're back tomorrow. Same time, 8 to 8:30 a.m.
Good morning, Ilori. You know what time it is. Wake up with us and get your day started right.
We've got the hottest headlines, trending topics, and the music you love back to back.
You already know we keep it fun, fresh, and real. Mid-mornings with us, you won't want to miss it.
We bring the energy, the laughs, and of course the tunes that gets you through the day.
Afternoon on Flow FM, it's where the culture lives. Music, entertainment, and all the gist that you need.
And if it's trending, you already know we're talking about it.
Stay locked in, Ilorin. It's Flow FM, baby.
The night's young, the vibes are right, and we are flowing past midnight. You ready to chill? Let's go.
Listen anytime, anywhere. Stream us live, call us, send us a WhatsApp message. We're just a tap away. Flow FM 92.7, your Go with the Flow radio station.